Hey everyone, either welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today I'm actually talking about acetazolamide and some of the side effects that I've had to deal with, my experience on the medication because I've been on this medication for quite a while. It's been a very long time since I was first originally put on this medication. This was the first medication that I was put on as soon as I was officially diagnosed with IIH. So I thought I would share a little bit about my journey with this medication and tell you what it's all about. So before I get into any more details, time for the intro.
Hey everyone, my name is Ashley Stewart. Back in 2018, I was diagnosed with IIH. The long form of this name is called idiopathic intracranial hypertension. Some of you may also know this condition by its older names, either pseudotumor cerebri or benign intracranial hypertension. So if you're curious to learn more about what it's like to live with this condition, or what those of us living with this condition would like you to know, then I strongly encourage you to watch on. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell down below so that you get updated about further videos. I upload new content every Monday and Thursday afternoon.
My experience with this medication did not start out very well. Let's just put it that way. It took me several months to get over the side effects, or at least to get to the point where the side effects were tolerable. And the main side effects I was dealing with were severe fatigue and headaches. I also had nausea occasionally, but as long as I eat when I take my medication, I'm good with that. So I'll get to that in a minute, why that frustrates me sometimes, because it can frustrate me sometimes, that whole aspect of having to eat with taking medication. But the main thing was that it seemed to be resulting in really severe fatigue for me. This was just something I had to learn how to live with. I was started on acetazolamide the day after I was diagnosed. So I got my diagnosis and I started the medication the next day. At the start, they wanted me to start off with 250 milligrams twice a day. So it was just one pill twice a day. And then 2 weeks later, I was supposed to actually double that dose. But I was having such trouble with the side effects, they actually had to drop me down to taking acetazolamide 3 times a day at one pill. So one 250 milligram tab 3 times a day. And I stayed like that for, I think, until December. So I was diagnosed in September. I think I stayed like that until December. So it was October, November. It was about 3 months that they had to keep me at that. And then not long into December, early January, I was still getting some symptoms of having IIH, like my optic nerves still weren't that great. They were improving, but they weren't great. So they wanted to increase me to a little bit on the medication, so I went up to 250 milligrams twice a day. So it ended up being 1,000 milligrams a day, or 500 milligrams twice a day, or 1 gram a day. This medication is not fun to deal with. So the main side effect you actually get is tingling in your hands and your feet. It's kind of like if you have ever sat on your foot and it's went to sleep, or leaned on your arm in a certain way and it's gone numb, and then you get that prickly, tingly feeling afterwards. For me, actually, if I happen to sit on my leg or happen to lean on my arm the wrong way and it goes numb, the tingling feeling afterwards is about probably 3 or 4 times as strong as what it was before I was on this medication. So the tingly feeling is definitely there. It really gets annoying though. I've personally found that the tingling for me really bothers me in cold weather. So this is just a personal experience. I have no idea if there's any scientific evidence backing this up, but whenever my fingers get cold, they get a little tingly. So there's a little bit of a tingly feeling there. I had severe fatigue for, I think it ended up being January, before I was actually somewhat able to get fully back into a little bit of a routine. And this really, really sucked in a lot of ways because I was having to have energy to do workouts in order to lose weight. Like, you have to do some movement in order to lose weight. A lot of it was diet, but there's a lot of it that I had to move extra too so I could burn extra calories. And when you don't have much extra energy floating around and all of that, it can be really, really tough to find a little bit of energy that you need in order to do a workout. So that was one thing that I was struggling with quite a bit, was battling the fatigue, because the fatigue was resulting in less effective workouts, and the less effective workouts was ultimately hampering me from losing weight and possibly feeling better on top of that. So that was one thing that was definitely a problem. I'm still on this medication. I expect to be on this medication for a while yet, and hoping that I can soon come off of it, or at least attempt to come off of it. Just while editing here, I forgot to mention one thing that I thought I had mentioned and thought I had talked about, but I had mentioned earlier in the video about why it kind of can be frustrating about why you have to eat with acetazolamide. And the reason why is because I'm not always hungry when I need to take my medication. So I often will have to eat something. That is one thing that often frustrates me, especially when I only eat when I'm hungry. I think that's everything that I want to cover in this video. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. And as for now, that's it for today. Bye everyone.